What if the most efficient aquatic predator on Earth was already living quietly inside this small jar beside my bed? This is a dragonfly nymph, a creature designed entirely for hunting, perfectly camouflaged and almost impossible to notice. Hidden beneath its face is a spring-loaded jaw, capable of launching forward faster than the eye can react.
Everything around it is potential food, and every movement in the water triggers an ancient, automatic response.
In less than a blink, the strike is over, the prey gone, and the water returns to silence.
It eats methodically, wasting nothing, converting movement and protein directly into growth.
Only days later, I noticed something shocking Messens. It had already molted, growing larger almost overnight.
With every molt, its body became heavier, stronger, and far more efficient at killing.
The balance inside the jar was already shifting, and the ecosystem was beginning to collapse around a single predator. When it stops moving, it doesn't mean it's resting by. It means it's waiting. Without warning, it lunges again, crossing the jar faster than I thought possible in such a small space. Its legs hook into the ground like grappling tools, allowing explosive movement without losing control.
To move faster, it expels water from its body, essentially jet propelling itself forward.
Everything nearby reacts instantly, but hesitation is fatal in a world measured in milliseconds.
Another strike, another loss, and the predator grows stronger while everything else disappears.
By week 2, it was already several times larger than when I first collected it.
The jar hadn't changed, but suddenly it felt far too small.
For the first time, it felt like it was aware of me watching. It vanished back into the sediment, leaving behind nothing but disturbed water. And that's when I realized this experiment was no longer under my control. The dragonfly nymph repositioned itself under the sediment, choosing a new ambush point with deliberate precision. The dragonfly nymph's compound eyes rotated independently, tracking motion I couldn't even perceive. As prey drifted closer, the dragonfly nymph remained frozen, conserving energy for a single decisive strike. The dragonfly nymph launched its jaw instantly, ending the encounter before the prey could react. The dragonfly nymph adjusted its grip carefully, ensuring maximum energy gain from every successful kill. As digestion began, the dragonfly nymph's abdomen pulsed rhythmically, converting protein directly into growth.
A thin seam appeared along the dragonfly nymph's thorax, signaling another molt was approaching.
The dragonfly nymph began separating from its old shell, an exhausting but necessary transformation. For a brief moment, the dragonfly nymph was vulnerable, its new body pale and unarmored. When the molt finished, the dragonfly nymph was noticeably larger than before. Moments later, the dragonfly nymph tested its new body with slow, deliberate movements. Despite the stress of molting, the dragonfly nymph resumed hunting almost immediately. With fewer prey remaining, the dragonfly nymph now controlled nearly the entire micro-ecosystem. The dragonfly nymph adopted a territorial stance, responding aggressively to even minor disturbances. Remaining prey kept their distance, as if the dragonfly nymph's presence alone triggered fear.
Oxygen bubbles near the surface diminished, a subtle warning, and the system was becoming unstable.
The dragonfly nymph remained still longer than usual, conserving energy for what came next.
Without warning, the dragonfly nymph burst forward with terrifying acceleration.
It captured the largest prey I'd seen so far, proving its size no longer limited its dominance.
By now, the dragonfly felt too large, too powerful.
The dragonfly nymph pressed against the glass, testing boundaries, as if sensing the limits of its shrinking world.
Its mandibles flexed rhythmically, a behavior usually reserved for larger prey or heightened territorial stress.
Anything still alive now avoided open water, hugging corners where the dragonfly nymph rarely missed. It lunged suddenly, then stopped short, recalculating like a predator learning new constraints. The force of movement kicked up sediment, briefly blinding everything inside the jar. Respiration increased, the dragonfly nymph's abdomen pumping harder as oxygen demand rose. A thin surface film began forming, quietly reducing gas exchange in the sealed environment. For the first time, the dragonfly nymph rose toward the surface, searching for oxygen.
Just as quickly, it retreated, abandoning the surface to return to familiar ambush ground.
Remains accumulated on the bottom, evidence of efficiency without balance.
The dragonfly nymph stayed motionless far longer than before, conserving energy in a depleted system. Only a slight twitch betrayed readiness, a reminder it could strike again instantly. The jar now felt impossibly small for a predator that had outgrown its original design. Repeated contact with the glass suggested mounting stress, or something closer to frustration. By now, no prey remained moving inside the jar. The dragonfly nymph scanned empty water, responding to absence as strongly as it once did to movement. It charged at its own reflection, mistaking movement for prey or rival.
After the failed strike, it retreated, conserving what little energy remained.
Oxygen bubbles were now almost gone, signaling an approaching physiological limit. At the center of the jar, the dragonfly nymph waited, perfectly still, as the experiment approached its most dangerous phase. The dragonfly nymph anchored itself low, antennae reading vibrations like a radar in total darkness. Every micro-adjustment revealed a predator conserving energy with ruthless efficiency.
The surface film thickened, silently choking the last exchange of oxygen.
It rose halfway again, paused, then decided against the surface. Irregular abdominal pulses signaled mounting physiological stress. The jar felt empty now. Too empty for something built to dominate. A lightning snap at debris showed hunger overriding caution.
The missed strike cost precious energy. It retreated beneath a pebble, choosing survival over dominance. Condensation beaded on the glass, a closed system reaching its limit.
It stayed motionless, eyes tracking nothing and everything.
The last oxygen bubble disappeared.
It attempted one more ascent, slower this time.
Halfway up, it stopped and sank. Abdominal motion slowed to near stillness.
For the first time, the predator lay exposed.
final twitch, then nothing. The water cleared around the still form.
The hunting mask remained folded, unused.
A perfectly efficient predator met the limits of a perfectly sealed world.
Nature does not forgive imbalance.
Even the glass carried the story. Power without balance collapses inward. This experiment ended exactly where it had to.
A hunter perfected by evolution, undone by the boundaries of glass.